Welcome to Chapter 16 of The Good Earth. As always, I will begin with a brief synopsis of the chapter, followed by some key points to pay attention to, and then finish off with some big ideas that the author is looking at, as well as asking some questions that I think are important to consider as you read the chapter. Chapter 16 starts with Wang Lung's discovery that during the riot, he wasn't the only one to escape with some wealth. Olan found a secret stash of jewels in a great house, and Wang Lung takes these from her, all except two pearls. This incident is another clear demonstration of the inequality between men and women in this time and place, because everything that the woman has belongs, by law and custom, to the man. With the jewels in hand, Wang Lung sets out to visit the house of Huang once more to see if there is any more land for sale. To his astonishment, the entire house has been abandoned except for the old lord and one solitary woman servant called Cuckoo. He discovers that bandits invaded the house, looted the place, and killed many of the people. It appears that the gate man was corrupt and that many in the town were involved. Also, bandits remain a threat in the outlying area. As for buying land, there are several hundred acres to be had if he has money, and Wang Lung trades Olan's jewels for the land, thus becoming the largest local landowner and setting himself up to become a wealthy farmer, assuming that all goes well. There are several details that you'll want to notice in this chapter because many of them foreshadow events to come or will have an effect on later events. For example, Wang Lung doesn't take two of Olan's pearls. Those pearls will show up again later in the story. Cuckoo is a new character, and she will be with us for the rest of the story, appearing now and again. Pay attention to her conversation with Wang Lung. She is one of the very few women to have any sort of power in the story, so notice that there are ways for women to acquire power, but that those ways were very different from how men got power. Finally, pay attention to the details about what happened to the House of Huang. Many of those details will come back later as well. But also, I think that the author is putting out some cautionary lessons to Wang Lung and the reader about the effects of wealth and the responsibilities of the rich. Here we see that what happened in Jiangsu was not an isolated incident. So, one of the big questions that comes up in this chapter is where is the government? In our modern society, many of us expect the government to step in and solve problems. But here we see that in a society with a weak army and central government, when times get rough, there is essentially no government. Societal norms and exceptions are not enough to keep order in the face of overwhelming poverty and starvation. Also, there's a big lesson in economics here and the relative value of things. Which is more valuable, land or food? The answer appears to be it depends. What do you consider to be the most valuable objects in your life, and why? How might those valuations change if your circumstances changed?